Let's go back to the efficiency thing. So, how do you think this debate should be framed? Again, what would you say that if someone would have to choose to just buy a car, and he would or she would think strictly in terms of efficiency? So it's not something about being an early adopter. It's not something about having to go fast. They just want to have an efficient car. How would you define efficiency in these terms, and how would you say this favors one choice over the other?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really tough question, and I could do hours of mind-numbing stupidity. So, from a purely scientific physics perspective, you would define thermal efficiency as you have an amount of energy. Let's say a liter of fuel has a certain amount of energy, and as we know, fuel is very energy dense. Right. And then how much usable work are you going to extract from this energy? And if you take that purely physics approach, an engine, a really efficient engine nowadays, like, I don't know, Toyota's latest dynamic force engines, if you want to use an example, they can manage like 40% efficiency, 41% efficiency, which for a gasoline spark ignited engine is crazy amazing. But even that is not over the entire RPM range. You have a little segment of RPM where it achieves this efficiency, let's say 4,000 RPM. So we get 41%. If you compare that to an electric motor does what? 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, I don't know, depends on the electric motor. So, and of course, the electric motor is more efficient. But then and so from that perspective, purely physics, the electric motor is more efficient, no doubt about it. But of course, whenever you want to do something and buy something, you of course have to look at the reality and practicality of your life and, you know, what you need and what you do every day and where you go. So if you're somebody that does a lot of mileage every day, for example, let's say you drive to work every day, 50 kilometers. There's a million people in Europe, not millions who drive that much. And if you do that kind of driving and then you have to go somewhere on the weekend and, you know, then you get into the concerns of range. And of course, as we know, this is sort of the issue with electric cars. So the electric motor is extremely efficient. I mean, I'm just saying things everybody knows here. But the electric motor is very efficient, but, you know, it needs power from a battery. And the weakness, the extreme strength of electric cars is the electric motor because it's purely rotation. It's this beautifully simple device. You're not converting reciprocation into rotation. You're not doing any sort of nonsense. It is pure, instant. It's just torque right there. I mean, it does fall off. It's like it makes a massive torque, like when it starts the electric motor, but you have this curve which falls off. And whereas a combustion engine can maintain massive torque for very prolonged periods of time, like equal constant torque. Not very important for day-to-day use, but I just had to say it. Now, of course, the power comes from the battery. The batteries that we have right now, with the liquid electrolytes in them, as we know, we all know what the drawbacks are. You know, when it's cold, they suck. They have this limited life cycle, yada, yada, yada. I think a lot of people are talking now about it, not now, for the last, decades, and companies have invested billions, as far as I know, is the solid state battery. So if this is achieved in a way that people are talking, there's like a million obstacles on the way, but if it is achieved in a way that is cost effective, so they make a car that does not cost 100,000 euros, they make a car that costs as much as an equivalent combustion car. If that happens, if they get into the economies of scale, if they can turn the process into mass production, a process of mass production that works, that is cost effective, they put this in cars, I think we would eliminate the problems with the battery. And in that regard, from a practical standpoint, I think the electric car wins. From a standpoint of you have something that's, it has the range, you get the efficiency, you have the recharging. These batteries are supposed to be extremely quickly recharged. And then the only argument that the combustion car has is really emotion, is enjoyment, is thrill. And it goes into a comparison of why do some people still like to listen to music on records? Because of the emotion, because of the enjoyment, because it's irreplaceable. I can give you the craziest hi-fi, sound station system, and you're going to have many people say, please give me my record. Thank you very much. And I'm certain that in the future, if and when solid state batteries do come around, or whatever else is the holy grail of batteries, the electric car might dominate. But you're still going to have, I think, massive amounts of people, depending on the legislation, that are going to keep enjoying. And in terms of the sheer thrill and emotion and excitement and this, I don't think we're going to replace the combustion car with electricity, maybe ever. I mean, they have cars nowadays that do the sound and they fake it, and it's fun. I admit it's fun. I want to try it. But is it going to be that? Is it going to be the true thing? No, never.